The LONGBOX CRUSADE presents Transformers Chronicles.
Hello and welcome back to Transformers Chronicles. I'm Delvin, aka The Dark Web, and in case you're new to the show, welcome. Let me tell you what this thing is all about. We are going for a wild, crazy ride, chronicling the awesome, wacky, and sometimes Sigourney Weaver world of Marvel Comics, the Transformers. I am not going at it alone. I have with me the founder of the LONGBOX CRUSADE. He is the acolyte to the Transformers world, the seeker of the matrix of knowledge. I mean, you found it. It's right here. Hopefully you see it. It's Pat Sampson, aka DJ Crusados. What's up, Pat?
Hey, Delvin. I'm doing good. Having some fun here. You're right. I've been on that quest to find the knowledge. I'm the seeker of the matrix of that knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I got it all right now. I can see it right in front of me. It's like, do I need any more issues to read? I don't think so. I think I can just grab this one and I'm good, right?
Well,
and I would have all the power and knowledge that I need now.
I mean, it was to be continued, though. You don't have all. You've got it in your hands, right? It's in your hands, but like you haven't opened it. You haven't the light has not shone upon your face.
No, not yet.
Yeah, you haven't absorbed the energies yet. So you still got a little bit to learn.
Oh man,
there's a little bit of it. But this is the good part. You did all the fighting, all the scrapping, all the clawing, all the learning, all the late night sessions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lots of late night sessions. Yep.
Right, but now you're here, so it's good. This is the enlightenment part.
Okay, so I'm just about there, kind of reach my base right now, and I should just kind of sit back and soak it all in.
And we'll put it this way, if we put music to it, it might be at the part where you're hearing the dun, 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 dun. You got the hey, you're about to.
Ooh, I'm going to.
Okay, you get it. You get all right.
Yeah.
I feel I have sold you on this.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
I'm
good. Excited. Yes.
Good. Pat's getting excited.
Some might say I'm getting a little cray-cray.
A little bit, but we're going to talk about that too. We got a few things to talk about. This was a dense issue, and it was good. But I'm getting ahead of myself. But I have room to get ahead of myself. Unfortunately, no John, no Maggie this episode. Everyone, hopefully they will be back soon. But you got me. You got Pat. And we're going to talk Transformers 65. It's a good one. Oh, should I say something about myself? I don't really have anything about myself to say. What do we do since last moment? I don't know. I have just kept things pretty much slow and steady. Have you been keeping up on the new Transformers stuff?
Oh. Edward, did you do any reading in between time if you want to say anything?
Pat. How are you get out of my head, dude? Are you I actually
that's the Matrix, I got that touch.
Yeah, you got the touch.
Oh. I might have the power.
Are you reading that? You're not reading that, right?
No, I'm not reading it. No, I'm not reading that right now. No.
Man.
So I'm living vicariously through you. That's why
I got through issue 24 of Transformers. It is the end of Daniel Warren Johnson's run. Unfortunately, I wouldn't have minded
2 years in. Right?
Yeah, 2 years.
Okay.
He wrote the first 24 issues, and it was phenomenal. It was so good. His version of Transformers were so. I mean, he's like, these are robots, and they're at war, and we're letting them fight, and it was like they fought, and it was just, it was so good. Nobody came out clean on it because it's a war, and that's how wars unfortunately are. And it was fantastic. And there are some times where you just thought that things were going to be just ridiculously and completely bleak, and they were, but it ended with just a little bit of light. And so I'm very interested to see where Robert Kirkman takes the Transformers, the Walking Dead guy, Robert Kirkman. He's going to be on the book now.
Yeah, I heard that he was taking over the storytelling on.
I am them and him and Dan Mora, who is a fantastic artist, and it is to be a Transformers fan now. You're living in blessed times to have and the way that Daniel Warren Johnson told us his stories, they were so stripped, like, and just simple, but immediately just got to the point. Yeah. Oh man, he's an excellent storyteller. I think I mentioned it before. He apparently just falls out of bed and just like, okay, yeah, let me write a story. Oh, hey, here's another Eisner. Thank you. Thank you. I'll just put this one on my shelf too with the other Eisners that came with the other stuff that I created. He's good. He's good, and he has very much earned his spot. And I'm happy for him because he now has a place in Transformers lore.
Yeah.
And maybe, awesome. And that, I'm pretty sure that wasn't his point. Like, I don't think anyone, like, if you come in trying to create something like, oh, I'm gonna be a part of the lore now. Yeah, he's gonna be garbage. And I don't think he did that. I think he had an affectation for the Transformers, and he wanted to put his spin on it, and he did it, and it just turned out brilliantly. Like the entire run, 10 out of 10. Like, seriously, freaking fantastic. Man, so yeah, I'm glad you asked me that. Gave me something to talk about.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we can talk about it when we hit the ends of this. Lots to think about.
Lots to think about. Like I think I've mentioned it a time or two. Right now, we keep this going past 80. I have a couple of ideas, and and they involve a little thing called Regeneration 1. Okay. So yeah, we'll get to that. But for now, the purpose of this podcast will be tackling all of Marvel's Transformers comics in order, starting with issue 1, working our way to the series end at issue 80. We will answer any questions that are brought up to the best of our ability and see how these books we loved then as a kid hold up to our eyes as an adult. Now, this podcast is guaranteed to be, you guess it, more than meets the eye. So, Pat, let's see what happens when we find the Matrix. Maybe a little bit more right after the promo break.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Hey Sean, did you know that Batman Family Reunion is expanding?
Oh my god, what? Our episodes are now going to be 3 hours long?
No. Now that we have moved into Detective Comics, we are going to see stories starring other members of the, let's say, extended Batman family, like the Human Target.
Well, he's a detective.
The Demon.
He's been in Batman Family before.
Elongated Man.
He's a detective.
Red Tornado.
He's been in Batman Family before.
Black Lightning.
Ooh, he's cool.
And the Atom.
He's small. I'm excited by the upcoming artists. Not only are we still going to see my favorite Michael Glorious Golden, but we will see art by Don Newton, Dick Giordano, Irv Novick, Jose Delvo, Johnny Craig, and even Steve Ditko and Dan Spiegel.
Awesome, but we won't forget the original stars. We'll see Robin return to the big top, and Babs discover a family secret. Man-Bat teams up with Jason Bard, Batman teams up with Batgirl, and we will finally get an all-new Alfred story. We will see villains like Maxie Zeus, the Riddler, the Crime Doctor, and the Truckers.
But Paul, you know people say that the best part about the reunion is getting to interact with our Bat cousins. I personally think it's all of the food, but I understand their point of view. We are continuing our guest list, including some repeat visits, but also some new Bat relatives. We love that our show has become a real family reunion, and we can't wait for you to hear what we have planned. That's the Batman Family Reunion on all of your podcast apps, only on the Fire and Water Podcast Network.
We now return to the Transformers.
Welcome back. The issue we'll be covering today is Transformers issue 65, and here is me. Here's me with the cover description. What do we have here? The Transformers logo is white. It has red-black trim going on. Looks pretty snazzy. And in the top right corner of the issue, it has part 4 of 5 of the Matrix Quest. And the little trade dress for the Matrix Quest looks pretty snazzy. Optimus Prime is pointing at us with a laser rifle in his right hand in the corner box. The action of the main cover. We have the Pretender Shell form of Grimlock looking terrified. And he has good reason to, because he is being held by this Stygian horror alien creature that came from God knows where. It looks like something out of Calvin and Hobbes, like grabbing a hold of him. So he has reason to look terrified. And like the alien is all black except these very large fangs and just this chasm of a mouth that could be a tongue, like it's pink inside, could be a tongue, could not be. And there's like some like growth growing off of his chest, just an absolute horror show, literally. And that is the cover. Oh, one more thing. There were some words under it. It says, has Grimlock found the Matrix or has it found him? Pat, what do you think about the cover?
It is a very interesting cover, a more darker tone for Transformers than what we've seen for a while, I guess. I'm trying to think of if I can remember any kind of more darker one that this would be like, but it deals with what's going on with the Matrix quest as far as the film comparisons, movie comparisons that they evoke through the stories and through the covers. So this is giving me an Aliens vibe. I like how Grimlock's face is on this one.
Yes.
Just portraying, just showing the horror that he's looking at and this monster that's coming down on him. I really like that some bits and pieces of this monster are covering the logo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always like it when they kind of do that, when that logo is either there and they put some stuff over it or just kind of give you some depth that's happening. And the words too is, has Grimlock found the Matrix or has it found him? And very fun, scary cover.
Man,
very well done though.
I love it. And I think it's kind of ironic for me in that you know me well enough to know I'm like horror stuff, I'm not really into it. But like this cover though was goodness. And like and you'll get into like who drew the cover and everything. I won't ruin it for that part of it for you, but just the artist is very well known for making these type covers. And I think that this was a special enough issue that it warranted to have a guest artist draw something like that, even though I bet Jeff Senior, if Jeff Senior was given this cover, given how well he draws the interiors, I bet he would have done a great job coming up with something too. But,
sure. Yeah.
But man, like I don't blame them for getting the guest artists that they did for it. And it just and then for the alien creature to be like just like black, and that's a great juxtaposition to Grimlock. And everybody draws the Dino Grimlock, right?
Yeah.
But the Dino Grimlock couldn't have that face.
No. Yeah, you wouldn't have that on the Grimlock. So have that. And I think that's what really sells the cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that facial expression.
The facial expression plus like the colors.
Yeah.
Because he's like a knight and he has like, a red helmet and mostly a red breastplate. And then, but there's some other colors too on him. There's some blue, there's some purple, there's some yellow as well. And it just really stands out against, like this horror that's just gripping him with, like, I guess you can assume that's a claw or something. Who knows what the heck it is, or if that thing even has appendages, like we would consider appendages, because it's a horror. It is something that you have never seen before. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Well, you agree. I agree. We should rate it as well. So here on Transformers Chronicles, we do that on a scale of 1 to 10, just like the tech specs of old. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, to describe what we think about the cover. Pat, do you want to go first? Do you want to rate this a 10 like I'm going to rate it?
I was wondering, if I go first, how would I find out what Delvin's going to rate this one? I wish I would know what he would.
Only there's a way.
Only there's a way. I'm going to give it a 9. I can't go.
You can rate it a 9.
I guess the only reason
Don't let me influence you. If you feel it's a 9, Rated a 9.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be a 9. The only thing is I don't like it because it's a little too dark, the rest of it. So at least how I'm looking at it, it's kind of hard to tell, but maybe it's different on the actual paper cover. I'm looking at it in a digital format right now. So
yeah, I have not had the fortune of looking at it digitally. I'm fortunate enough to have a copy of Transformers 65, and at one point, this could not be the original one because it looks all nice and pretty, and the spine isn't dog-eared. So this is not a 30-year-old plus wear and tear comic book for me that I had as a boy. I must have but I can understand why, because I probably read the cover off this thing, probably. But yeah. Personally, I'm giving, I remembered the cover. As soon as I looked at it, I was like, ooh, and you know how that goes, right? Like at that point, it's transcending just I like the artwork on this or whatever, or it's like, I remember this as a kid and I like it. So
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're giving that extra boost up. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Gets a bump to 10. I love the cover. I love the inventiveness of it. It absolutely is story accurate as well, which is a thing that we always talk about. So lots to like and love about this cover. You gave it a 9. I gave it a 10. You will read the cover credits for the issue.
All right. Well, thank you, Dylan. I'm glad you asked. Speaking about the cover credits, as mentioned, we are covering Transformers 65. Its on sale date was February 27, 1990. Ooh, we're in the 90s now. Cover date was April of 1990. Cover price was $1. The story is by Simon Furman. Art is Jeff Sr. Colors go to Nilsum Yamtov. Letter is Jim Massara. Editor is Don Daly. Cover credits go to Bill Sienkiewicz. And that's all thanks to Mike's Amazing World and tfwiki.net. Back to you, Delvin.
So far, Pat, we've had a Bill Sienkiewicz sighting, and which was awesome that he lent his talents to that. Again, I wonder I don't know if Bill Sienkiewicz is still around, if he's still with us or not. But if I brought that to him at a comic book convention and said, hey, would you sign this? He'd be like, holy crap. I wonder, is this one of the covers that he remembers, much like Jim Lee drew the cover of 50 something. And it's like, would Jim Lee remember that cover that he drew from forever and a day ago? Wishful thinking. In any event, let's get it.
It is a world transformed, where things are not what they seem. It is the world of the Transformers.
Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. Transformers, robots in disguise.
The Transformers from Marvel Comics.
The title of this issue was Dark Creation. We are at part 4 of the Matrix quest, where we have found the Matrix in a story of sci-fi horror. We start by learning what the Matrix has been up to. Nothing good, literally. Having experienced nothing but good under the stewardship of the Autobots, the Matrix becomes interested in evil. The curiosity culminates in the Matrix reviving an alien predator. Yes, I said it. The it in this case is Alien, because I realized that Predator is also a famous movie. But anyway, the Autobots, Grimlock, Jazz, and Bumblebee don't know any of this yet, but they arrive on the planet Cameron. I just got it. Anyway. They arrive on the planet Cameron and find a deceased space crew devoured by a face-sucking alien in a seemingly abandoned space station, as well as Optimus Prime's old body that was nearby. So, where's the Matrix? Not so fast. Thunderwing makes his appearance, and that's when the fight starts, because Grimlock was there and we know how he rolls. Thunderwing is formidable, though. and almost single-handedly takes out the Autobots when the alien makes its appearance and attacks the Decepticons. Thunderwing senses the alien has the Matrix and once again against the Decepticon way spares the life of the alien and risks the life of the Decepticons in the process. The weary Autobots give chase and find Thunderwing, the alien, and the Matrix. Thunderwing engages the alien. Bumblebee grabs the Matrix itself, and all seems well as the Autobot ship makes its way back to the Ark and Optimus Prime. But all is not well because the Matrix is somehow in the hands of Thunderwing, who ambushes Optimus Prime as the issue ends. Hoo-hoo-wee, let's talk about it. Goods, bads, whatevers. And we'll start with Pat.
All right. Wow. This issue was very interesting. I mean, I say that word, but it had a lot of meat in this one.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned it in the synopsis of the thoughts of the Matrix.
Yep.
Wanting to seek out evil stuff. Because I'm like, why is the Matrix just like making these people evil, or the whatever comes in contact with it evil?
So I'll interject. I think what happened is, and I looked at it a couple of times, like the first being that came in contact with it was a death bringer. I think
it never knew that side yet.
It never really knew that side, it seemed. And like once like it kind of got like a kind of taste of like, okay, this, because the Autobots' whole purpose is to protect all life, right? The Deathbringers complete opposite of that. The Deathbringer is to destroy all life. Now, it initially had like a noble purpose of sorts, like it was destroying like bad life, but like the Matrix, like in its curiosity, kind of warped it a little bit and just like made it into like a literal death bringer of everything. I'm killing everything no matter what.
Yeah.
And from that point on, the Matrix was kind of, perverted and wanted to know more. It's like, okay, like I see what happened here. And so that's how it ran into the alien next. And that alien was nothing but bad, an absolute predator. And it's like, okay, I'm more interested in this. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Matrix was almost like, okay, I'm bored with doing this whole purity and goodness thing. How about we give bad guy a try?
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like to me.
Mm-hmm. Which is, I found kind of fascinating that it would actually be like that, because I didn't know. I just always thought the Matrix, it seems like it's
good.
Yeah. And I guess I didn't think it had a mind of itself. I thought it was just, kind of like an object that had just power and it did what the wielder wanted it to do. Instead, we're finding that it's kind of doing what it kind of wants to do. And so it's, you get its thoughts. So we let it do this and now we're doing that. And I'm like, ooh, interesting. It's just fascinating to me how this much information is just really different with Simon from what I'm used to from all the other stuff, the story building up to this, I think this is like, to me, like the pivotal moment of this arc, of this story arc here.
Yeah. I mean, how those, you have your series within a series. If you have a 5-parter, part 4 is usually when like the big reveal happens or like the big thing. And then 5 is the resolution. Yeah. It seems like the Matrix was certainly used to being good, but had an opportunity to branch out, as it were. So yeah, the Matrix in itself is an entity, and I guess that's it. Just think about that. An entity that has a sense of sentience to it, because you remember a couple of issues back, you had Optimus Prime kind of just tapping into like the energy of the Matrix itself, which, because it's a big program and it's like, okay, like, and so far the Matrix just has all the primes. It's been handed down from prime to prime to prime to prime.
Mm-hmm. I found that fascinating too, that how they kind of stated that in this one too. They named all these different primes here.
Yeah. I know Sentinel Prime was one, but there was another one, right?
There's like 4 of them or so. It's like,
well, all I have to do is flip to the back page,
Prima,
right?
Prime Nova, Sentinel Prime, and Optimus Prime.
There you go. Yeah. All I had to do is flip to that last page, which was an absolute jaw dropper, Well, not last page. Next to last page. We are Primus. We are Prima. We are Prime Nova. We are Sentinel Prime. We are Optimus Prime. We are Thunderwing. What?
Yeah. That reveal at the end, I'm like, oh, does Bumblebee get it? And then I'm like, it's got to be.
I love Simon is great at his setups. What happened was, who knows how long the Autobots had been there, but the Autobots had been there long enough, they came to Planet Cameron. That's I'm still laughing because I'm just like,
I just got it too when you mentioned. I'm like, oh yeah, he directed Aliens.
Yep, Planet Cameron. So got to Planet Cameron, the abandoned space station. They had been there for a minute, and then Thunderwing attacks them, and he explained it. He said, well, there's a high gravity on this moon.
Yeah.
They've been there for a while. So it sapped more of their energon. Then they had to fight a foe that was much more powerful. So they were already sapped.
Yeah. They were getting wasted.
Yeah, they were getting wasted. And because Thunderwing, as we now, Simon gave him a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like Grimlock. I mean, he already has Bumblebee up by his throat, and Grimlock's like, screw this, whap, just freaking decks him and knocks Thunderwing back, and he grabs his chin and he was like,
that's how you.
I almost felt that.
Yeah. It's like, ooh.
And even
you're in trouble.
Yeah, Grimlock was like, what?
I'm Grimlock.
So all that said, they were completely worn out. And then but they found the Matrix, and then Simon just skipped ahead in the story.
So with that moment of them fighting in their pretender shells and that, is this the end of the pretender shells for them?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm thinking, okay, can it be? Because here's a great moment of we busted up our pretender shells. We can't get them back anymore. Okay. And I think it would be a good way to kind of. I don't know why you and Maggie are so anti-pretender shells.
I don't know.
What did the shells do? Point on the pretender shell where he hurt you.
Mistake. I don't like it.
Well, I will say this. Maybe you missed it, maybe you're not. I mean, I know Grimlock's your guy, right? Grimlock said, fed up with weaklings crying about Unicron. Give me back my Dinobots and we kick butt.
Yep.
And Jazz was like, of course, it's so obvious. Why didn't any of us see this before? Except without the Matrix, how do you expect to revive the Dinobots?
Dinobots, yeah.
To which Grimlock broods and says, we'll find a way. You'll see, one way or the other, Dinobots live again.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I mean, think that might come into play? Maybe. Possibly. Maybe. Yeah. Possibly. Maybe.
I that's what I'm thinking. Are they going to get rid of the shells for them? Because I like Bumblebee and want to see him back as Bumblebee.
I mean, you see Bumblebee. He's there. He was being held up by his throat by Thunderwing. And then he launched his shell into battle, and friggin' Thunderwing hit the shell, and it almost knocked Bumblebee out of action.
Well, see, I get that too. That they feel the pain of the
pretender shell. Yeah.
The pretender shell, yeah.
That happened with Starscream, if you remember a few issues back. He was all badass and potent until Optimus Prime or something. Oh, Hot Rod hit that pretender shell and it recoiled, and Starscream recoiled. Exact same thing happened with Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, since we're also, I'm just bringing up other things, I mean, it's also important to mention that we got a return, right? Shockwave.
Oh, well, see, I thought that was Shockwave. I'm like, is that Shockwave? Is it not? They kind of were camouflaging his face, but the eye, I'm like, is that Shockwave?
As big as purple has got one eye. It's either Starscream or, I'm not going to finish any other possibility of that. But yes, it's definitely Shockwave. That's not a giveaway to say that it's Shockwave.
That was cool that he's laying a little bit more there. Now you got another player in the game, whether it comes up in the 5th part, or maybe it's just like you said, a seed planted for another story to come.
I would guess it's a seed planted for another story, in that we haven't heard from the Earthbound Decepticons in a while. The last that we heard from the Earthbound Decepticons, the Decepticons were not happy with Scorponok. You remember that? Because they were like, why have you not killed Starscream? He tried to kill all of us. You should kill him. And Scorponok's like, well, we need his power because we're a little bit depleted right now. Of course, that was due to Starscream depleting them, but I digress. But they did not seem happy with him. So I would guess that this is for later, but as to what Shockwave's plans could be, I don't know.
Well, he's definitely had a long time to think about it.
He has. It's been a while since he fought Fortress Maximus, and Fortress Maximus outsmarted him, shot out his shot out his rockets for his laser cannon, and he's like, I'm gonna burn up in the Earth's atmosphere. So he's been doing something. I guess we're gonna find out. But back to the main story, is there anything that you want to discuss that happened in this dense issue?
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Thunderwing and how much more crazier he has gotten. And now you even have more of his companions, other Decepticons, going, hey, this guy is going crazy, and either we need to take him out or he's going to take us out. And he's already starting that, either by just letting them be fodder and not caring about, either protecting them or helping them. He's all eyes on getting that Matrix, and it's just, driving him crazy for it.
Thing I always am reminded, this is just storytelling 101, really. If your story is going to be that eventually the good guys are going to pull out a win, it's storytelling 101 that you're going to build a back door for the bad guy somewhere. What usually gets the bad guy? Hubris, right? No one can stop me. I'm the big bad guy here. No one can ever take me down because I'm so powerful. Well, what if you had to guess, what takes him down?
His own people. I guess himself as well. Just like you said, his arrogance, and then somebody's going to backstab him.
So we have several back doors, right? I saw a couple of things. One, Ruckus, who got the backhand of doom last issue.
We get reminded of that again, too.
Yeah, we get reminded because he's like, he kept me back here for freaking guard duty. I am, and of course, inflated sense of self-worth, but, I am an elite Decepticon warrior. Maybe not. But he's like, and he mentioned, he mentioned turning his back on them. The Decepticons that went down to the planet with him, the alien was about to freaking eat one of them. And still Thunderwing was like, no, don't kill him. He has the Matrix. Yeah. So, and the other Decepticons were like, screw you.
He's got to die, yeah.
Yeah, you're willing to let one of our own die because of your pursuit? And so much so that they left him. And if you noticed as well, like when last issue, Thunderwing smacked the crap out of Ruckus, knocking him into some machinery, right?
Yes. We're trying to remember.
If you notice in this issue, they show like there's like a little short in the wiring that was going towards keeping the 3 Autobots that were captured on like at the start of
suspended
this
or whatever. Yeah.
Yep. Nightbeat, Hosehead, and Siren. Heck yeah, I remembered that. Yeah. So they are like possibly going to get free. That's what it seemed to be hinting at. So we have reached the all is lost moment. All is lost. Thunderwing, a Decepticon, has the Matrix.
Yep. He has the other. We don't even know where the other, like where Bumblebee, Jazz,
we don't.
And
correct. We don't know what happened to him. Did he kill him? Did he? Are they still on Planet Cameron? Like,
yeah. Or are they with the other 3 guys? I don't know.
Are they with the other 3 guys? What happened to the alien?
Oh yeah, that's true. What did happen to the alien?
I don't know.
You're right. They didn't really have, and that was one thing I was going to bring up too. Is let's talk about the alien for a little bit.
Okay.
You're right. There isn't anything about the alien. He just the
last we saw, the alien was getting basically looked like Thunderwing was beating him up pretty good, but that's it.
Yeah, and then he gets
Thunderwing was beating him up pretty good. Bumblebee reaches towards the Matrix and grabs it. Bumblebee has the Matrix. And then they just poof.
Time passes.
Yep, time passes. Like the ship comes back. Optimus Prime was like, "My Matrix, come home to Daddy." And then he gets freaking blasted. Yeah. So we don't know what happened to the alien.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about that. I figured just Thunderwing probably overpowered him and took it, but that alien, that was a very convincing foe, and just the alien like montagey things that they did in this issue.
Yeah,
was very good. Very desolate place. Very made you feel like if you've seen Alien or Aliens. You'd get the vibe that was going on there. Again, dark too. Throughout some of the comic, it is a little more darker tones in the colors being used until the moment of shine this flashlight on. It's like, hey, you got headlights. Put your headlights on so we can see what's happening here.
Yeah, and then and of course, well done moment like that drawing. And because I mentioned, I think Jeff Senior would have done a good job drawing it. Like. The picture of it was on page 18. Like when they use your headlights and then looked up and you see that creature with those claws in the mouth and and that Decepticon just being sprawled out. And he's grabbed the Decepticon by like his tail. Oh my God, that thing looks horrifying.
Yeah, that's where you get to see how actually kind of bigger this creature has become from what it started as.
It started as a wee little face-sucking baby and grew to a enormous freaking alien monstrosity.
And then just in the crawling around that it does, the hiding, like when they were walking down in that tunnel or wherever they were, and then Jazz falls through the floor, and then you can just see his feet dangling there, and then you see right behind the Matrix too, and then you see the jaws just coming. It's like, oh no, man, that would be cool. I would like to see either this in an animated or whatever, a new style. This would be a good kind of like a 30-minute. Here's a little horror story kind of adventure that would be really cool in an animated or real life auto body kind of thing.
It would be cool if they'd have to craft a story around it, like, because if they just did as a one-off, no one would necessarily care. But you know what I'm saying? In that there's nothing that was built up and established to
true. Yeah. There was some, I think that also helped too, because we knew from the other 3 issues that we've read so far that, this is the team that's been looking for it. they finally get somewhere, and it just happens to be in this, space station area that's been shut off by itself, and just haunted mansion, haunted housey kind of a place here. I think if they would have done this kind of story earlier on in this, I don't think it'd be all right. I think this was the right moment and the right issue to do it in the storytelling.
They had a few things to build up. And if anything, they absolutely needed to build up the threat. The threat was Thunderwing.
Yeah.
And as this Matrix quest went on, we got the feeling that, yep, he's definitely obsessed, but yeah, he's pretty powerful too. Like he's pretty powerful. He's formidable. He is well thought out. He's a thoughtful leader, even if, he is, malevolent and evil in his thinking. He's still a pretty cunning leader as well. Like right now, I would say he is the present version of Megatron, since Megatron is,
Yes.
dead and is no longer coming back. The letters page. You don't have access to the letters page, Pat.
No,
Allow me to read you a little, huh?
No, I don't think I did.
Yeah, allow me to read you a little letters page here, because somebody wrote in and asked the question. His name is David Moran, and David Moran lives in Elk Grove, California, or he lived back in the day. And he asked the question to Transmissions. He says, when will Megatron and Ratchet be coming back to the real world? Come on. We all know they're alive. They're still alive somewhere. To which the editor, Mr. Daly, said, hey, if we said Megatron and Ratchet would be back in issue, just did a number and a question mark, where would the surprise be? And anyway, who said they're still alive somewhere?
Ooh.
So, I don't know what to tell you, Pat. As far as I'm concerned, they're dead and we're never going to see them again. But then again,
that's what they said about Optimus Prime. But look at him;
we had to guess Optimus was going to be back, right? It's Optimus Prime. It's Prime.
I do like this Thunderwing. Like you said, he's strong. I like his look, and now that he's going crazier, it's like, okay, who's crazier, him or Megatron?
I would say, well, I'm sure that they would both have arguments or discussions about that point. I don't know. Because Megatron, his thing is, in some ways, in some stories, and they've even played this out in that Megatron in some iterations in the future, became an Autobot. I know nothing about those stories. Nothing at all. But I have seen Megatron with an Autobot emblem on his chest, and I'm like, what the world? At Megatron's,
it's kind of like the Magneto then?
Yes. Very good comparison. At Megatron's core, he wants the same thing that Optimus Prime wants. They just go about it in different ways. Megatron is peace through tyranny. That is his saying. He had two sayings. One is everything is fodder. But the other one is peace through tyranny. And that basically is I do want peace, but I think peace would best be affected if I were running things. And me or us as Transformers were running things. And Optimus Prime is no, we must protect all life. And Megatron's hang that. So anyway, you got Thunderwing though, and Thunderwing he's certainly driven to the point of obsession because he has a thought of his own. And the thought that he has is maybe we have had millennia of Autobots running the show with the Matrix. Maybe it's time for a Decepticon to do it. Some people might think that that's a pretty good practical idea. I don't know. I would say overall Decepticons wouldn't deserve it because they would just use it for not good purposes, but who am I to say? It definitely seems that, well, no, I will put a value assessment to that. I would say I would agree with that. I think there's a reason that the Matrix usually resides with the Autobots. The Autobots care about creating life, protecting life, and that's it. The Decepticons care more about conquest. And like, that doesn't seem like the
conquest and ruling. Yeah.
Yes, conquest and ruling. And that doesn't really seem like something that the Matrix was created for.
Okay.
But who's to say? But the question was, who's like, you know, who's more cray cray? Is it Thunderwing or is it Megatron? I'd say they both had their moments. Heck, I mean, in this. We've seen Megatron go out in an absolute blaze of glory, and the reason why he did so is because he thought Optimus Prime was dead, and he didn't get to kill him. Yeah, right. So you know, there's that part of it, and then he played it basically cool until Ratchet ticked him off later, and then he sort of became a little bit crazy. But in this case, I don't know. That's a good question. If you are listening to this, I like for you to chime in. Like, this version of Nightwing, or actually if Nightwing came out in future generations of Transformers, like, is Thunderwing. If Thunderwing has been out in future iterations of Transformers, let us know. Let us know whether or not you think that maybe he's a little bit more crazy or off his rocker than Megatron is. Because I actually don't have a good answer for that. I have an opinion. I would say right now it's Thunderwing. Thunderwing has been relentlessly committed to. He's blinded by the power. Absolutely blinded by the power. And in a very Megatron-like fashion, his greediness is going to be his downfall. I don't even remember how, but I think it's safe to say, you know, we're reading a comic book, right? That and usually in comic books, bad guys don't win. So assuming that the bad guy doesn't win here, the reason why is probably going to be his hubris, is going to be his downfall. Anyway, is there anything else you want to talk about, Pat?
No, I think we covered it all, unless there is something that you have.
I think we covered it all too. I mean, and it was a lot. We had a horrifying alien creature. We had a Transformer spin on the Alien franchise, and it was very well done. More to the story, we had Thunderwing seemingly triumphant in the Matrix quest. Like, Optimus Prime right now is sitting there, like, you know, with the freaking, you know, his chest cavity on fire because Thunderwing ambushed him. And looks like there's going to be a fight for the Matrix. So the table is set very well. This part 4 or 5 did a great job. We're going to rate it accordingly. But first, now is the time to talk about who had the touch. Where we talk about who stood out in the book, be it Autobot, Decepticon. Well, there are no humans there that didn't get their faces eaten by aliens. There's one more bit that was cool. Like, they did a cool, Jeff Sr. drew a great piece where they were kind of like, well, what happened to the rest of the crew? And you had Grimlock kind of in shadows, is like, yeah.
And then the way they explain it, and then Bumblebee comes in and goes, oh. Yeah. Grimlock's
like, don't even ask.
the show, not, or the tell, but don't show.
Exactly. So
that was good.
Who had the touch in the book? I'm just going to give it to Big T-Wing. Like, the dude was driven so much so, like, he has been obsessed. He found out about this Matrix thing. He has been obsessed. He has an affinity. He found it. Like, the thing that even to me kind of made me draw my breath was like when Thunderwing was like, the Matrix, it's here. And he's like, come to me. And the Matrix was like, okay. He was going to come to him.
Yeah.
Like, what? Whoa. I mean, but that spoke exactly what he said. He's like, I have, like, it's usually an Autobot thing, but I have an affinity to the Matrix too. So, like, he had an affinity to the Matrix. Even though the Matrix quest was initiated by Optimus Prime, right now, Thunderwing is the big winner of the Matrix quest. And we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, who had the touch to you, Pat?
I'm going to agree with you on Thunderwing had the touch all the way on this one. And as we were talking just a little bit ago about Thunderwing and his comparison to Megatron, I think what it reminds me of is just the interaction or the comparison from a different universe, G.I. Joe. I'm going to say Thunderwing's the Serpentor to Megatron's Cobra Commander.
Okay.
Because Serpentor's pretty powerful guy, and he's got the technical mind of all these leaders and all that, but yet that arrogance always is his downfall.
Mm-hmm.
And same with Cobra Commander. That arrogance is always the downfall there as well too. So I like that battle in between them. And then you got Starscream. Where do you put Starscream in this one? We haven't seen him in a while too. So ooh.
The last that we saw of Starscream, I mentioned, was that the Decepticons were pissed that Scorponok even left him alive.
Yeah.
So,
but he's alive.
And it looks like, they kind of did his bit where Starscream's overhearing that, and he's like,
just you wait.
Yeah, just you wait. I'm gonna sow some seeds because Starscream be sowing seeds. So we'll see what happens to Starscream in the future. I'm not sure. We both agreed it was Thunderwing for who had to touch. But if someone had to touch, someone had to be out of touch. We talk about the character that was the worst in the book. And I'm sorry, Pat. I'm sorry I have to say this one. But they were the worst in the book and should fight a Decepticon leader again and lose badly. Again. In the segment called Less Than Meets the Eye.
Oh, no.
I'm going to need for Grimlock to win one of these fights. Because Grimlock talks a big game and then he gets whooped. Pat, he gets whooped.
Yeah. Well, he tried.
He can't just try.
If it made Thunderwing go, I kind of felt that.
But it's Grimlock. Grimlock is supposed to be, and I mentioned this before, every time that he has fought Megatron has whooped his ass. I'm going to, it's worth saying that. I'm going to bleep it out. It's worth putting the emphasis on it. And then sure enough, he has the courage. He's like, Thunderwing, let's go. Freaking got that first hit on him. Went out of the pretender shell, went into dino mode, and so
he's chomping on his arm.
Yeah, chomping on his arm. And he just freaking just buzz off. Dang. We're gonna have to we're not gonna have a Transformers spotlight this episode, folks, but I need to do one on Thunderwing. Thunderwing has earned that for a spotlight. So next month we'll definitely cover Thunderwing. But Pat, you didn't get your chance at who was less than meets the eye.
Boy, you make a good case.
I didn't want to. I want you to know that.
I know. But it's fine. No, but there really isn't anybody else in this one that is less than meets the eye. I kind of want to say Prime because it's he's fallen for all this, but he really isn't too much involved. And he's like, oh, hey, the guys are back. How do you know it's them? Well, it's their vehicle. They left with the vehicle. They got to be them. Oh, don't worry about it. Maybe we should scan it or whatever. No, it's them. I can sense the Matrix. It's fine.
But I'll give him credit for that though. Maybe Prime isn't aware that a Decepticon can have an affinity to the Matrix. That's possible.
That's possible.
Because there's never been a Decepticon. There's no Decepticon in that lineage since the Matrix has been around. So it's possible that Prime didn't know. It's I sense it. The Matrix is here. They found it. Mazel tov or whatever the Cybertronian phrase for Mazel tov is. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, just to have somebody different to talk about besides Grimlock. I do agree with you there. I'll say Prime a little bit, but not. Yeah, Grimlock would totally win that.
Yeah, I'm sad to say it too. I'm sad to say it too, Pat. You can go ahead and say Prime just so you wouldn't have to say Grimlock. If for no other reason, we don't want the Grimlock 8 brand to suffer as a result. Yeah. He was low on energy. Yes. He did not have Grimlock 8 to replenish him.
No, and he because he was far away. He didn't get the Grimlock 8.
See, there it is. Yep. There it is. If we had to redo this story, Like we'd write it in that like he get
like
knocked.
a can of they're not, because it's abandoned space station, and as he's getting like punched and then pushed back and just thrown by Thunderwing, he gets thrown into a locker that just cracks open, and out of that locker rolls a can of Grimlockade right next to him, and Grimlock picks that up. And
Wait a minute,
just chugs it.
Oh, before I continue, what was Grimlock like?
Grimlock's like, he grabs that and then he opens that can up and it's like,
what was the sound effect?
go. Huh?
Grimlock made a sound effect though. What was that?
I don't know. What did I?
It was like,
yeah. Grimlock's like, I can use that.
I could use a rating for the book, Pat. 1 to 10. That's how we do it.
Yep.
I can let you go first.
Okay. Well, good.
I don't want to spoil my 10 that I'm about to give the book, but I can let you go first.
Okay. Well, then if you don't want to spoil the 10, I'm going to give it a 10 because I really enjoyed this issue. I thought the art was very well done. The coloring as well too. Very well paced. You would think it was a really dense, with all the denseness that's happening in it. It read really fast.
Yep.
I mean, I was turning the pages, not because I wanted to get done with it quickly, but I was just so interested in the story that I'm like, ooh, I got to find out what's going on and keep going. But there wasn't like a lot of expedition, a lot of talk, a lot of whatever.
Exposition.
Yes. And the art told us a lot of the story as well. It's a 10 on this one. I'm totally impressed with this issue.
It was a magnificent build-up. I think some people might you read one and 2 and you're like, where are they going with this? Even though it's clear that they are searching. Yeah. They're searching for the Matrix, and it stands to reason that they're not going to just find it upon first blush. So, they did that, but then they were building up the character of Thunderwing and showing that he had that obsession, showing that Prime had that little bit of dread. Then 3 hits where it's like, okay, we know where it is. And then 4 comes and they find the Matrix. We literally see it, but then that Matrix has that twist on it. And then he started like, okay, we're about to roll off this book, so let me throw a couple other things in there. Like, the hint that Grimlock is like, I am going to find a way, Matrix or not, to get my Dinobots back. How is that going to happen? Then you've got Shockwave that came back. All of a sudden, we thought Shockwave was dead. He said, he even said, it's all like, I'm going to burn up an atmosphere. So fascinating book. It is absolutely a 10. Just fan-freaking-tastic. Excellent build up to part 4. And I can't wait to see what part 5 is going to be.
Yeah, I can't wait either.
All righty. Let's go to a promo break.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Hello, soldiers. I'm Jared Albrecht, the Yard Sale artist, codenamed Death Probe, and I'm here to give you your orders to join me and my elite podcasting squad for G.I. Joe Chronicles. Who makes up this elite squad, you may ask? It starts with my right-hand man, Pat Sampson. Tell him your codename and specialty, Pat.
Well, Jared, I'm glad you asked. My codename is DJ Christados, and on G.I. Joe Chronicles, I specialize in G.I. Joe comic books, Marvel, Devil's Due, IDW. We cover them all. But there's so much more in the G.I. Joe Chronicles universe, and that's where our first sergeant comes in. He's Jim Mill. Sound off with your codename and specialty, Jim.
My specialty is everything else G.I. Joe. I'm going to talk about some comics too, but I'm also going to look at the G.I. Joe property from lots of different angles, including, but not limited to, the toys, cartoon, puzzles, train sets, bed sheets, Halloween costumes, you name it, and there's probably a Joe version of it, and I'm going to let you know it exists.
You forgot to tell the troops your codename.
Oh yeah, codename Weasel Skull.
I don't think you can have that one. I think it's taken.
Dang. How about codename Weasel Skull?
Strangely enough, that's also taken.
Orsted.
That's like a beautiful name, man. We could be cosmically...
Okay, never mind. I got it. Codename Dark Web.
No.
Pop Pop Hiss?
No.
Pimp Destro?
No.
Hot Thing?
No.
While my battle buddies get that ironed out, I invite you to join us for G.I. Joe Chronicles. You can listen to it on its own solo feed wherever podcasts are found, or catch it under the LONGBOX CRUSADE Network umbrella. We look forward to seeing you at Fort Longbox.
Yo, Joe! Okay, how about Jim the Joe Junkie?
Maybe.
We now return to the Transformers.
Now it's time for transmissions, where we heap praise upon the audience for listening to us. We're going to talk about Transformers Chronicles 62, where we discuss Transformers issue 62. We will start with social media shares and retweets from Mr. Beeper 96,
Coffee and Comics,
Matt Passo,
and Jim Meal.
We got a few episode comments too, quite a few actually. So we have a few episode comments as well. I'll start off with Scotty Cameron. Scotty says, "Bird of Prey. Man, the Klingons are just shamelessly promoting their ships now. Oh, wait, this is Transformers, not Star Trek." Yes, Scotty. This isn't Star Trek. Get it right, even though the Bird of Prey of the Klingons was cool. I always loved how, like they would, come out of cloaking and always, look big and menacing over the Enterprise. I always liked it.
Yeah, it was cool.
That.
Cool effect. I'll take the next one from Daniel C. White, and he says, "It might be nostalgia speaking, but that was a fun story." And it kind of was. That was the Noiri one that it was. I think we had some fun with that one. And that was the one Jonathan said that it was Maltese Falcon.
Maltese Falcon. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what, Pat? I think for a 10th episode of Saturday Matinee Theater, maybe Maltese Falcon would be a good one to cover. Certainly meets the criteria, even though I can't tell, you've got episode 100 coming up, right? I don't know.
Do, yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell you. Yeah, you already got one? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to save it for mine.
Save it for yourself. That's a good one. Huh?
I will save it for myself. All right. Anyway, let's move on to Kevin Clark's comment. He says, yes, the period I like to call blank, but with Transformers. Here, Detective Noir. A few issues later, Moby Dick. In this issue, Kevin, Alien.
Yeah.
So yes, I see what you did there, and I think it could have been cheesy if Simon Furman didn't do it so well. And then at the same time, we never called it cheesy when Bob did it. So why would we start now calling it when Simon did it? And Bob absolutely admitted, Gunga Din. I did that was based off of this. So okay, so Bob can do it. Simon certainly can too.
The Car Wash of Doom.
The Car Wash of Doom. And we have a Spotify comment because Scotty Cameron always keeps us going there. Again, we'd love to read more comments from Spotify. So if you're listening via Spotify, please let us know. We'd love to read your comment. Scotty's comment was, "Great episode. Happy birthday, John. It's always great to get Maltese Falcon references in the Transformers comics. Of course, when I think of Bird of Prey, my mind goes to the Klingon Bird of Prey from Star Trek. Also worth noting, the prelude to Transformers Generation 2 is in the pages of G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, because Cobra Commander gives Megatron his tank body for Generation 2 in the comics, at least." Vaguely remember that, Scotty. I vaguely remember that because, I've mentioned a few times at the time, I was so mad about Transformers being canceled that when they came out with Gen 2 a short time later and they were like, "It's not your father's Autobots." I'm like, but I like my father.
I like my dad's toys.
Yeah. What are you talking about? And so I just rejected it altogether. That said, see, that's another one. I could see covering Gen 2 as well, possibly a Transformers supplement. I don't know. So there's a lot of good
time to think about.
Yeah. Time to think about it, and maybe a discussion to be had with John and or Maggie. But in any event, if we happen to miss a few comments, we do apologize. It's a good problem to have, but we don't want to miss anyone. Let us know on X, on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky. Contact us individually. I don't care. We'll correct it next issue. Ladies, gentlemen, robots, that is the show. Please come back and join us for the next episode where we discuss Transformers issue 66, where the Matrix quest concludes, but with who holding the Matrix? If you want to hear more from us, we are everywhere. You look for podcasts, search the LONGBOX CRUSADE Network. You will find the entire umbrella of LONGBOX CRUSADE. You can find Transformers Chronicles individually if you like. We understand. We at the LONGBOX CRUSADE put out a lot of content, and maybe you think all of that content isn't for you. You're wrong. All of it is. Literally every minute is. But if you only want to just distill down to Transformers Chronicles goodness, you're more than welcome to do so on its own separate feed. You can find us, the LONGBOX CRUSADE, on Apple Podcasts, Google Play. If you look Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or Patreon, search LONGBOX CRUSADE, you will find us. We have a Crusaders Club. You can join us for only $1 a month. We just put out like free swag packs to those who contribute $5 and $10 level. And a lot of people posted about it because there's some cool stuff that we give out. That's what we do it for. We love having y'all hang out with us, and we really just want you to be a part of the fun that we put out there. It's a pleasure for us to do it, and we love getting some of that energy back to us. We have a YouTube channel as well. Live content on that. We do it live stream once a month, every second Sunday. Come out to Play a New Warriors podcast. Jared has a podcast on there, Best Under 5. He talks about a movie that is ranked 4.9 or below on imdb.com. And there's even a voicemail. Oh, did I say the New Warriors podcast? Did I say come out to Play? Okay, good. And there's even a voicemail. You can leave us voicemail comment 707-532-5269. That is 707-532-LBOX.
Pick up the Matrix.
Pick up the Matrix. Don't open it too much, though. Just keep some of that light for yourself. Pat, thank you for joining me on this crusade of sorts. This is, Chronicles, not Crusade. I should have said Chronicles. But anyway, I said Crusade. Where can you be found on the internet, Pat?
Well, Devlin, I'm glad you asked. You can find me on the X at Christatos01. Delvin, where can you be found?
Instagram or Threads, Delvin Ray. See you all next time. And remember, freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Till all are one.
Till all are one.
Till all are Thunderwing.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
All songs, song clips, and characters discussed are copyright of their respective copyright holders, and no infringement is intended, and it is for entertainment purposes only. We are just fans that like to share our love of comics.